Episode 152, the Moto Academy podcast. Holy freaking smoke. Well, are you recording before I
Yeah, I'm recording. Yeah.
go absolutely just 100% firing on all syllables? Okay. Oh, by the way, Allie's sister calls her, and Allie's sister is Brit. Have you put two and two together yet? You know that Brit that works? Okay.
Yep.
So Brit calls Allie and she goes, "Hey, just want to make sure that you guys are aware. I heard a podcast come out yesterday and AJ said firing on all syllables. You know it's firing on all cylinders, right?"
Yes.
And I was like, I started dying laughing. I'm like, well, yeah, what's the funniest part about all that is I've never really even prefaced to anybody what I mean when I say that. So everyone, I'm sure, just thinks I'm stupid and just saying it wrong the whole time. Which is even funnier because I know that and I still haven't told people. But anyhow, yes, if you're wondering why does AJ always say firing on all syllables, I'm 99.9% sure I first heard it from Chris D'Elia and I thought it was hilarious. And I say it when I'm speaking well. And like, if I'm firing at class and doing a good job at class, I'm firing on all syllables. So yeah, that is intentional, believe it or not. Episode 152, we're here. Before we get into this episode, Dave, we're going absolutely everywhere. We're going to Thornwood, New York. With Coach Ty. We got Joliet with myself in Chicago.
Yeah, it's right outside Chicago. Great. I've rode there a bit. Sick track, good layout, good dirt. Had a run-in with the super bike champion there. Did not know he was a champion until after he drove away and was like, "Hey, good to see you."
Oh, I remember that story.
Yeah, dude. Before he took like a whole piece of my arm with him, knocking me down. Dude, awesome track. Awesome. If you guys are in it 2-3 hours within the vicinity, you have to go there, especially when Coach AJ makes an appearance. You guys will not be sad. That is a class that you will not want to miss.
Yeah, really good dirt, fun location too. Yeah, super cool spot. Then we're gonna be at Pagoda, first time going there in PA. Nice. So that's exciting. Then we're going to Berm Benders in Minnesota with Coach Mitchell. Nice. Then we're going to Temple Hill MX in Canada with Coach Ty, I believe, maybe. Then we're going to Paradox in New York.
Good track.
TV Land in Ohio, Horn Rapids in Washington, then HLR Motorsports in Missouri with me, which that's a 2-dayer. Nice. That's a sick one. And then Mecosta, never heard of it, in Michigan. We'll be going there with Coach Mitchell. And yeah, I said it last episode, but the early bird special is ending soon for the first 4 or 5 of our 5-day camps for 2026. So if you're go on the website, if you see one of the 5-day camps are within a 30-hour drive from you and you want to go, order it now, save your spot now, because 1, it will sell out, and 2, you can get the early bird pricing, which is $240 off, which is huge.
Incredible.
Yeah, it's 20. I mean, let's do some quick math here. It's $1,000 ticket, so that's 24% off of the main price. And then once that early bird special is gone, it'll bump up to the $1,000 normal price, and it will stay there. So don't wait on that. Today, what we're going to do in this podcast, we're going to answer, by the way, really good feedback on the last one.
Oh, sweet. Awesome.
From internally. Ethan said he was laughing the whole time he was editing it, but I've got good feedback from everybody on the last episode, which I feel like we just recorded. It was only maybe 3 or 4 days ago.
It feels like that, right? Yeah, I thought it was just the only one. I'm like, did we just record yesterday? Like, how fast are these weeks going by?
Weeks fly by. When you have a kid, oh my God, a week is like a day.
Who are you telling, buddy? Oh my goodness.
And a week is like a day, and a day is like a month. If that makes any sense. Dude. Can parents relate to that?
The days are long, but the weeks are mighty short, dude.
That's a weird thing, but it's very true. This episode, we're gonna answer podcast questions, and I promise we're gonna do it before the 55-minute mark in this podcast episode. We're not gonna talk about the final round at Budds Creek today, other than the fact that I fly to Budds Creek tomorrow.
Oh, nice.
And I have class there on Monday. So by the time this episode comes out, I'll have done that class in Budds Creek. So shout out to all my Maryland
When
people.
Are you leaving?
But pretty cool, yeah.
So you're flying in. Wait, so you leave Budds Creek
tomorrow,
and you leave Budds Creek on Monday.
And then class Monday, and then we'll fly home. Millie and Allie are coming, so I likely will fly home Tuesday morning. But we got a cool hotel in DC. We're gonna do like the Smithsonian, do a little museum.
Do the Spy Museum, dude. The Spy Museum is so cool. It's right. It's near the Smithsonian. But If you also want to come hang out, you know where I'll be on Tuesday.
Where?
Pastrana Land, dude. Did we not talk about this? Oh,
no.
crap. Yeah, I'm flying into Pastrana's place. Sorry. Gosh, dude. Kids. Flying into Pastrana Land on Monday. We're doing some cool filming with the WMX girls. It's almost like a WMX class versus Pastrana and maybe Reynard. He'll be there too, so get to see like two of like the legends and heroes that I've always loved, and get to see Travis again. Get to see the girls try to like get bragging rights over those guys, maybe each other, and then
are they flipping or is it a race? Like, what is it?
I think we're gonna do both. Like try to stay on the moto side, and then see if any of the girls want to flip with Travis. Which AJ, you know this so fully. Travis can get you to do things that you don't want to do. I fully went there going. I think we both did. Like, hey, we're just gonna do the Red Bull promo. We want to do some cool content, have fun. No one's gonna flip. We're not freestyle guys. Somehow Travis talked you into doing it. And then I'm like, dude, what an idiot. Why would he do that? Travis came over, said 2 words to me. I blinked and I'm in gear on the top of the hill on a Suzuki going, oh my gosh, how did I get here? He's like, come on, Dave, you got it. I was like, how did I get here, dude? This guy's a smooth talker.
So are you going to do it again?
I'll flip.
I tell you what, I would be equally afraid all over again because I forget what it felt like.
The whole deal. Plus, we were running on adrenaline and no sleep, and we were all amped up.
Yeah, I think I'd be arguably more afraid.
Yeah, I think so too. I just remember he said pull as hard as you can and like keep it wide open, and I did that, and it came around.
Yeah, you did it perfect.
And I don't know if I could do it again, AJ. I'll be honest with you. I don't know if I could do it again.
Gosh, yeah. Me too. I'm getting nervous.
Yeah, dude, I'm getting sweaty hands right now.
So you're gonna be there on Tuesday?
I'll be there Tuesday. So I fly in Monday evening.
WTF?
And then
so you're gonna land as we're flying out. Maybe
I land Monday night, and then the day starts in Tuesday. But I'm staying in downtown Baltimore, so pray for me. And, I've been watching The Wire, so I don't know. And then and then I fly out Wednesday morning. So.
Wow, super cool. Yeah, I was going to text Travis to see if he wanted to do class with me on Monday, and I forgot. And I forgot until this morning, and I'm like, I can't give him 36-hour notice, although maybe that's how he operates best. Who knows? Maybe it's worth a shot.
Yeah, just see. And dude, please, you and Allie.
Because I've been asking him to do class for a while, and he's always said yes. Yeah. It's just a matter of him finding the time, and this confirms that he would be local.
He would be local. And if you and Allie and Miss Mildred can make it, dude, come on down for sure.
That'd be fun. Cool you think Millie would flip?
We could try. Little strider.
Okay, let's see. What else? What are some things breaks like this? Ethan asked. Yeah, you have anything? Ethan asked the question about what do pros do on their break. Because after this weekend, is there a little break for the guys?
I think they have a couple weeks before we head into the SMX playoff rounds. But the one question that that's kind of burning is, we talked about it a little bit. I don't know if we were recording or not, but we talked a little bit about the Deegan conspiracy, right? Who I don't know how it's going around, but someone's like, yeah, MX Sports approached the Deegans and was like, can you back it down a little bit so that we can go make it go to the last round and all that stuff, which I think is crazy. And then we were sort of turning, and I'm like, would you prefer to have your championship wrapped up early, or would you prefer to have it go to the last round?
Oh no, absolutely wrapped up early. So the year I did Arena Cross in 2010, I wrapped up the championship one race early, and Dave, the relief that I felt was like nothing I have ever experienced. Yeah, because like those last few rounds, it was easy for me to start riding protective, because especially in Arena Cross, like the points were tight. It was a short series, and anything could happen in Arena Cross, especially of all things. And yeah, I did not want it to go to the last race, and it didn't, thank God. And yes, I remember that very vividly, that I wouldn't want it to go to the last round. Now, even if you had like all of the points lead except for a couple points to play with, which is probably what Deegan has, right? Like, what's his points lead? Does he just have to like qualify and finish essentially?
Basically, I think he has to finish like somewhere in the vicinity of Joe or something.
Yeah, not even. I bet he probably has to score a handful of points.
Yeah,
get like 18th or something. And he'd
Yep.
Yeah. Probably. I don't know. I'm speaking out of my butt. We don't know. Certainly we don't follow results.
He just has to walk to will call,
watch the races.
grab his stuff, and then go back home. That's the title right there.
Go to riders.
Go to riders meeting. That's it.
Yeah. So what do you think? What are the pros up to for these next few weeks?
Dude,
who's doing what?
Who's
going to Havasu? Who's making crusty demons of dirt?
I was gonna say
6.
Dude, they're gonna be boating like crazy, dude. They're gonna be boating like crazy. They're just literally. All of them better just hop on a lake, chill, eat some food. Finally, all of Alden's boys, besides Malcolm, because I know Malcolm's doing some cheat meals, because I know I would. I was like, dude, eat some burgers, relax, take a nap, sleep in, see the family, travel, dude. Oh my gosh, I would be doing all of it, dude. If I was a factory rider and I had a couple weeks off, buddy, we'd be on Lake Como. We would be chilling, dude. Your boy would be in the freaking. I'd be in Ibiza. I'd be just living it up, dude. I'd be living it up.
Yeah. It's not much time to have off. It's probably. My guess is that they might have X amount of weeks off of racing, right? But they probably only take about 1 week off of riding, at most. I know, like that would be Jet and Hunter's thing. Is they would have their 1 week. Yeah. That they would take off from riding, which for them feels like a lifetime.
Oh, for sure.
Because when you ride every single day, essentially, taking a week off feels like a lifetime. But yeah, I don't envy. I'm so grateful for. I've worked really hard these last few years. Don't get me wrong, but it was all with like seeing a light at the end of the tunnel. I don't envy the schedule of those guys. If I ever go back to pro racing, or when I go back to pro racing, it would be obviously on Supercross only, and not only Supercross only, but 99% chance I would just do 250. So it's only half of the series, and it's kind of fun to do it that way. That's not quite enough racing. Like I don't know if you felt this way, but back when I did East Coast, it was too short. It felt too short. But
yeah,
the whole Supercross series felt too long. So it was like, how many races do I really want?
You know what I liked? I think I liked when we kind of dipped into both coasts, when we did like 450 West, but the rounds that we enjoy, and then did like full blown East, because like those were years where like you didn't have a chance to ride like full blown for boot camp, right? There was no boot camp really. The tracks that we were riding were frozen. Didn't get a chance to get a lot of seat time, even if we did get a chance to, a break in the schedule. So I feel like that was like the right amount where it was like, okay, cool, we can do a San Diego, a Glendale, something, a Seattle, and a couple others, and then we could really just dust off the cobwebs. Now it's time for us to do the thing that we came here to do, which is our favorite East Coast Supercross, whether it's 250 or 450, and keep it kind of good in that sense. But I think if you were to do a really good off season, I mean a really good off season where, yeah, we still do the classes and camps, and thank goodness your staff is all A1 people. They're phenomenal. If you could do a really solid off season, tie in with a team or tie in with a top 10 guy to really help push you, and then we were able to kind of make a soiree into 450 West, maybe do, like I said, 2 or 3. Boom, get ready for East Coast. I think that would be a very lethal year for the camp, dude. We would be in good shape.
It'd be fun.
It would be fun.
It'd be fun. And I'm still thinking about it. The biggest holdup currently still is where do I ride?
Where to ride. It's tough.
Where to ride. So riding this time of year, it's fine. I mean, I'm in Connecticut, so you can do that. But riding anytime December beyond, it's not manageable. And for those like, well, hey, AJ, there's plenty of places in this country to go. Yes, but I'm very, very, very particular with where I shouldn't even say where we want to live. And it's becoming quite the issue.
Yeah.
So honestly, that single-handedly is the one thing stopping me from coming back to races.
Yeah.
I want to be able to live close to the lifestyle that I do now, and that I live in an amazing area. What is that noise?
I don't hear a noise. What do you hear?
Sounds like a blender off in the distance, maybe, or it sounds like your phone was vibrating. No,
Oh,
it's doing it right now.
nothing. I hear 0.
Okay,
Yeah.
interesting.
I,
Yeah, it sounds like your phone is vibrating.
no, if it's on my side, I am not hearing it at all.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
and it's only in my headphones, so I guess we're fine.
Oh, okay.
You want to dive into podcast questions?
Sure. Oh, but well, before you say that, the pictures I sent you in the chat of like Moto Town back in the day, I was thinking, I'm like, man, if we still had an opportunity to do that, dude, that would be such like the perfect thing to have, dude. It'd be 30 minutes, 25 maybe for you to get there. And dude, you could literally set it up however you wanted to for the wintertime. You could have a pro A and pro only section. And
Wait, is the building still there? It doesn't have a roof on
no,
it, though,
yeah,
right? It doesn't.
it just has the storefronts, but the whole middle portion is like parking or something for like the ball fields in the back.
Oh, okay.
So it's kind of crappy.
Yeah, it would cost. Imagine how much it would cost nowadays to put that back up.
Oh, dude, it'd probably be crazy. But even, or you know,
I mean,
maybe doing like those domed like soccer fields or something where we could
yeah,
figure
you
that
could do
out.
a bubble.
Yeah, dude, like
For
'cause
sure.
I know exactly what you mean about like not wanting to uproot when you find like a good cadence of your lifestyle and you have your people and your home base and just things are just nice, like, you know. It's tough.
Yeah, well, I even found last night or this morning. I think it might have been this morning. I woke up and saw a message from Dixon Balls in the mastermind chat. Did you see that property?
No.
440 acres in Virginia. That looked like it was a NASCAR complex.
Ooh.
Essentially, and it had like 28 buildings on the property, dirt bike tracks, go-kart track, every facility that you would possibly need, cabins all over the place. It could sleep like 200 people. I mean, basically the perfect setup for a Moto Academy community. But it's in the absolute middle of nowhere in Virginia.
Tough.
It's 2 hours from it's 2 hours from like Raleigh, North Carolina. It's 2 hours from Richmond, Virginia. It's just like beautiful, probably, yes. But is there enough around there to keep me engaged and interested? Or like, is there good restaurants and grocery stores and airports nearby? No, it's probably not. And so that's killing me right now because it sucks. Otherwise, man, I'd scoop up 400 acres in a heartbeat. I could do our version of what I've wanted to do, but I'm not, at this point in my life, I'm not willing to make that specific sacrifice because it's like quality of life.
For sure. Right? For sure. Yeah, it's tough, man. It really is tough. People see that stuff and they're like, yeah, it's cool when you're there, but God forbid something happens where your, you know, internet goes out. It's gonna take someone forever to get to you, or you have to make a quick grocery store run. Dude, you're driving 45 minutes. Like the logistics of living like that, which some people, they dig it. It's cool for them.
Some people love it. And I get that.
It. Yeah, I totally for
Just,
sure. Yeah, definitely get it. But it takes an adjustment. It takes a special kind of person to like be okay with that, you know, kind of risk, I guess, or day to day.
Yeah, my ideal right now is basically what we have currently, which is live in the countryside where it feels like you're living in the middle of nowhere, but we're 10 minutes from everything. You know, so, and those types of places are the most expensive places in the world to live, right? It's like the suburb, the rich suburb of like an area where you'd want to be, right? Where it feels like you're in the countryside, but you're right there next to every convenience you would ever want. And there's a reason why it's expensive. It's because everyone wants to be there. So including me. So that's what I want currently. It could change, but yeah, right now it sort of seems like the move is create more of a retreat setup. I don't know if I've talked about that on the podcast yet, but essentially just creating a place where people can come to me in more of a private setting and live my lifestyle. So come stay in a guest house on my property and go to my gym and go to my spa and ride my track on my property and, you know, meditation, like the whole thing, basically go through like my daily lifestyle with me in a retreat, which I think would be really cool. Now you wouldn't be able to do it with the masses like you could the community, but it's just, I want I want people to come to me selfishly. So that's where we're at. If anybody finds properties, still continue to keep sending them because who knows, there's got to be somewhere out there, right? what almost got me with this one in Virginia is I was scrolling through the pictures on Zillow this morning, and inside the building, up on the wall in big letters, it goes slow is smooth, smooth is fast.
Ooh.
And I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. This is freaking
verbatim.
Is this a calling?
Verbatim. Dude, hey, God works mysterious ways, man.
Yeah, I showed Allie and she's like, that's weird. I know it's a common saying, kind of, right? Yeah. But it's like, it's not like there was all sayings all over the wall. It's like the only thing that was up there, and it was huge. And I'm like, man,
that, okay, yeah, maybe. Yeah. That's cool.
But my mindset now too, on the topic of like, my whole theme of life at the moment is don't force things. So I'm going to let that property go, the idea of it go. If it comes floating back to me, awesome. In the past, I would have seen that and been like, slow, smooth, smooth as fat. We need it. We need it. Call the banks. Yeah. Like, like, let's make this happen right now. And I would have been just full speed ahead. And now, it's not being lazy or complacent, but I'm letting I'm letting things come to me a little bit.
And when it's God given, and God has something for you, it somehow it works out. It stacks itself, dude, like a building block. It just becomes so easy to move into that path. So yeah, if it's meant to be, it'll be, right? So that's cheesy, but
Yep.
So,
but the cliches are cliches for a reason.
Yep.
Yeah, it's because they're true. Podcast
questions.
Okay. Let's go. Podcast questions. Let's hit them. First one. These are, by the way, from people inside of the Moto Academy app. Subscriptions have been way up the last week specifically, so I don't know what's happening the last week, but thank you guys. Welcome to all the new people.
Welcome.
And if you want to ask your questions, be featured in the podcast, get in the app. Just the $9.99, the community tier will do. And post in the community feed. Basically, the community feed and the live chat are your two places to spend all of your time inside of our app. The live chat is the 24/7. It's just like everybody's in there just spitballing, and it's always rolling. Community feed is more of it's like a posting feed, right? So, posting your riding footage, posting your podcast questions, and just make sure that in the app, everything is organized by hashtags. So if you want to post your riding footage to get feedback, use the hashtag coaching wanted. If you want to post a podcast question, use the hashtag podcast questions. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. First one's from Matthew Giffing, OG, shout out. Would it be wise to not go for the whole shot and just kind of hang back to clear the first turn pile up, then work your way up? Well, it's funny that you asked me of all people that, Matthew Giffing.
I was trying to figure out.
I am the master.
I was like, how do I say this nicely so I don't hurt his feelings? Like, don't hurt AJ's feelings.
Well, yes. In fact, I've done that the majority of my career. Matt Giving.
So while me and every mechanic, like me and Jeremiah or me and freaking mechanic Dan or whoever, we're both like pulling our hair out,
just
like
J-Cab, just pissed.
J-Cab, me and Rob are like, why won't he stop doing this?
Amazing jump out of the gate. He's gonna get the whole shot. Just back off halfway down the first straight.
Everyone by red carpet style. Just
yeah, literally. And we're kidding, but we're not kidding. We're not kidding. And so for a couple reasons. Mostly with just one reason. The one big reason for me was that I didn't believe in myself, and I couldn't force the belief. I just didn't believe in myself. So I didn't want to get the whole shot. I know it sounds like a kind of a scapegoat way of saying that, right? Like, yeah, sure, you didn't want to get the whole shot. But I think those that know what it feels like to be riding really well and believe in yourself on a given day, and you just magically get a good start. Because you want and you know that you're going to get a good start because you belong up front and you'll get there no matter what. So you might as well start there. When you don't feel that way, when you feel not confident in yourself and you have that subconscious just disbelief and maybe you're not prepared, you don't want to get a good start. Straight up, you do not want to get a good start. So there's been many times, many times, can't even count, hundreds probably, where I have, for the fun of it, got a good jump out of the gate, which I've always been very good at, and then let every single person by. Now, there are a lot of arguments as to why that would be less safe, because now I'm spending the entire race behind people that I shouldn't be behind, right? But the benefit of it is you let the first corner. Well, actually, there's a video of me that was recently posted on my account where I'm lined up next to Hunter. It's at Nashville Supercross, which was the last main event that I raced. And it was when he was about to clinch the title. So I lined up next to him on his inside to just let off intentionally to give him an extra space. So it was as if he was lined up next to the doghouse, right? And so you see me come out of the gate, or no, sorry, I don't even come out of the gate in that one. I literally just waited because I wanted to give him all the space in the world. And then sure enough, there was a first turn pileup and I slammed on the brakes and was able to avoid it, where had I gone for this start, I would have been in that first turn pileup 100%. So yes, Matt, I would say that for somebody just racing casually for fun, I think that is an okay strategy, because the first corner is going to be your highest risk place of the entire race. The first lap is the highest risk of the entire race. So there can be a way to, especially if it's, your first race ever or one of your first, if you want to just let everybody go completely and then just pick your way through the field one at a time and let it space out a little bit before you do that. That's fine too. Because what does it really matter? Race results, like, it doesn't matter.
Exactly. And I would say there's no better strategy to use that in than the beginner classes. Like, if you are somebody that it's your first race, you are in the C class for 85s or 125s or 450. Generally, a lot of people go in there and they'll just dump the clutch, go wide open, and they don't really have the timing of braking or how to properly carry corner speed. And you will see massive pileups. And there's so many times, dude, where you can just go right around the outside and you might end up fourth or fifth in the start anyway, so once you avoid all the carnage and chaos and people hitting the brakes weird and stuff, so there's definitely a good time and place for that one. I wouldn't necessarily agree with AJ that it's pro supercross, but
right. No, if you're in pro supercross, you probably shouldn't be doing that. I was probably one of the worst people to do that on a consistent basis for as long as I did. But I bet you there's plenty of people that are at a super subconscious level, with not even being aware that this is the case, that aren't getting good starts because they secretly don't want to get a good start.
For sure. Dude, I went one of my first 450 races. I got a good start at Bud's for some like pro-am race. And dude, this is my first time racing with a bunch of like actual dogs, dude. These guys were like beefy, like, I feel like everybody just like did a bunch of steroids and like were just angry, ripping coke or something, dude, because they were just jacked up. Everyone's fast as crap. And I'm like 19, like, I'm not ready to race these grown ass men, dude. And I got the whole shot. And buddy, I could not have been more scared. I was like, well, nope, come on, right around me. Cause I didn't feel like I felt more comfortable. I ended up getting a trophy. I felt more comfortable going from like 19th to 3rd or like 15th to 5th or something. Like, I felt like that's where I belong. And like, again, not the right mentality, but dude, there's been many times where I actually grabbed the Holy and I was like, I don't feel like I belong here, and I'm nervous and I'm scared and I just don't want the pressure, which is not a good headspace to be in for sure. But it's
right. But there is a reality too, where sometimes it is actually dangerous if you get a whole shot and you're not a person that should really be up there. So yes, it is a mentality without a doubt, but there can be examples of it actually being dangerous.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Now, but if you fit in with the race group, I will say that it more often than not is probably a safer strategy to go and try to start first and then fade backwards than it is to be stuck in the back or mid pack from the beginning.
Yeah.
And that was always the argument that people would make to me, and I just didn't believe it at the time. And now I could definitely see a lot of truth to that, especially, in a lot of situations, I wasn't that far off the pace. I would have done just fine if, let's say, you plop me into the whole shot in a main event.
Yeah.
Am I going to get past? Absolutely. But I could get past safely and then just make my way back to where I would end up. Instead of just being stuck behind people that are pretty darn sketchy the entire time, So yeah, weigh your options. It's just easy to get caught up in the moment when you're at a race. And I don't care if you're beginner class or A class or pro class. It's easy to get caught up in the moment, and it's good to just check yourself a few times throughout the day.
For sure.
Okay, what am I doing this for? I'm here to just grow and learn. I'm not here to freaking get a trophy. Who cares? I'm not here to, who cares about the end result? It's all about staying safe and learning and growing. So you got to make sure the race days are productive, because I have had more questions now than ever of the people that say, hey, Jay, I'm 3/4 of the way through my race series and I'm practicing so well. I'm riding the best I ever have. And when I get to the races, I am throwing it all away and I don't know what to do.
Yeah. Yep.
Do you know how many people come to me with that same exact problem?
Probably a lot, man.
And it's because you're clinging to, and you're attached to some type level of expectation of the end result. And you force things the whole day. So you end up just living in a fight or flight mode and you're just trying to survive the entire time. And that's why I tell people at class, listen, our goal is to ride at 30%. So for once, I can get you on the dirt bike and get you out of survival mode. And you'll learn and experience what it is like to ride a dirt bike while being creative. And very few people get a chance to experience that because most people hop on two wheels and think it's supposed to be this crazy adrenaline rush. I'm going to kill myself any second. Hold on. Holy cow. And yeah, that's just not it. If you watch, I use Jet as the example. Jet rides with straight up creativity and he's not just trying to survive.
Yeah. He's having fun.
And most of his competition is just trying to survive.
Exactly.
And it's not trying to survive in the sense that they don't have control. They're just trying to survive in the sense that they're so competitive and pushing so hard and trying so hard that it's forcing. So it's essentially the same thing as survival mode, where creativity is not that whatsoever. Creativity is relinquishing all of the expectations, all the attachments to any desired outcome, and it's just being right there in the moment. Incredibly difficult to teach what that is to people and how to do
or
that.
even to implement it, because like this sport is so, I mean, we love it so much. We want to be successful at it. Like it fuels our souls, you know? So like it's hard to try to have an attachment from this thing that brings you so much ultimate joy, and it's like this big challenge, and it's so cool for us, you know? Like I get it, dude. I totally understand. It's hard to listen to that and be like, cool. You know, like, yeah, let me relinquish. I just bought a $10,000 dirt bike and all this stuff. How am I going to relinquish? You know, like I better put in some results or I'm getting grounded, dude. So, but you know, it makes a lot of sense. But it's really nice having these kind of conversations where like hearing you that's raced at the highest level pretty much everywhere, that like you also like have these feelings of, I don't know if it's quite insecurity, but like of not belonging, of questioning whether you belong there, or like I'm nervous. I'm you know, AJ Catanzaro, me, I'm a pro racer. I'm nervous on the gate. I'm nervous thinking about the races. I don't know if I belong with the guys that I'm racing with, and I think it's something that all of us can identify with, especially those of us that are going through a plate color change, going from C to B or B to A, or I'm just coming off 65s, going to 85s or 85s to big bikes. You know, it's really. It almost gives us permission to feel like, yeah, we can be human. We can have these feelings, which are hard to control and which are very natural, but we can still have success ultimately because, you know, guys like you have these same feelings. So it's a really nice conversation to have, to hear the humanity almost and these guys that we idolize. So I think it's going to be a huge help to a lot of people to hear this kind of stuff.
Yeah, when you grow up racing too, I think anybody on a dirt bike or any human period experiences those same issues. But it's almost easier to fall into that trap when you grow up racing because your identity is placed on how you perform on the dirt bike. Right. And I think maybe a lot of people can relate to that too. If you win the race that weekend, you are a winner. If you lose the race that weekend, you are a loser. Like your identity is placed directly on your end result. I'm not saying that it should ever be that way, but that is what I experienced most of my life growing up. And I guarantee you that almost a majority probably of people are living that same reality. And like I said, it's easier to get caught into that trap when you start riding a bike when you're on 50s and 60s and 85s and you go through the whole ranks. And then you fall into the trap of just identifying with how you finish. And it's, be very, very, very careful of that. Just try to have the awareness and catch yourself. If you feel that way, reach out to me in the app if you feel that way. It's what we do our mastermind for. It's why we have our live streams. That's why people can have one-on-one calls with me even on a monthly basis.
That helps.
So I set up 20-minute phone calls, and what we can cover in 20 minutes and how open people are with me, it's very cool. Makes me nervous almost because it's a lot of responsibility.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
But yeah, I love it.
Dude, we talked.
I love it.
We talked, and it flared up again. Like we talked when I told you, like, dude, I had that night ride, and I'm like, AJ, I'm riding like I've never touched a bike before, and just hearing the Dave, get out of your head, stop listening to the the voice that says you got to go fast like you used to. You got to do this like you used to. Like just go, get seat time, focus on fundamentals, get rid of the expectation of how it's supposed to go. And like, dude, what a huge, and that's, we talk all the time and it's the stuff that I've heard, but I mean, imagine how much more it's going to be for somebody that's never heard that stuff before. And I heard it a couple weeks ago. Somebody found a video of me riding. This is back in like early team Moto Academy days. Me riding with Mitchell, and we were working on like this scrub technique over one of the lines, and they're like, dude, we saw you scrub this triple and it was awesome. It's like, dude, where'd that guy go? And I'm like, don't say that, dude. It's like, I want to tamper expectations. And they're like, dude, you don't ride like that anymore. I'm like, I'm trying. Okay. Don't add fuel to the fire. I'm trying to tamper it down. We're gonna get fundamentals down, and then we'll be back there someday, but I have no expectations, but yeah, I'm telling people, if you have the opportunity to do it with AJ, where you're just doing the one-on-one or talking or asking those questions in the DMs, get in the app, ask AJ, ask some of the coaches. Like it is helpful. As cheesy as it sounds, I know it's helpful to have that like person on your side that understands and can help you get through that stage. So I think it's invaluable.
Yeah, it's a no judgment zone, which that sounds even cheesier. But when you operate within a no judgment zone, you quickly realize the value of that, because most people live in a crazy judgmental environment, right? And so they can never even be open-minded enough to think of operating in a slightly different way. And yeah, I think there's just crazy value. Matt Giffing, good question.
Yep.
Next question. Gage Muxlow, cool name, I'll let you answer this one, Dave, because you are the engineer. Is shifting up and down without using a clutch on a 125 bad? Like, does it ruin the transmission, or does it really not have that big of an effect?
No.
Do you know the answer to that?
Yeah. No, I don't. It doesn't. It really doesn't. I know a lot of people try to do like rev matching, where like you're kind of keeping the revs in the same position, going down. Like you'll hear like the like street bikes, when they pull up to a stoplight, you'll hear them kind of hit the gas and then shift down, because they're trying to pre-match the RPMs to when they shift down, So if I'm going from like 5,000 RPM, when I shift down, I'll jump up to 10. I'll pre-rev and get it to 10, then shift, so I don't have that initial jerk. Some people try that in dirt bikes. I think it's a lot to do on a dirt bike while you're also, trying to jump and do the track and stuff. But I think shifting off power kind of helps conserve. So it's not power shifting as much. I think that's a little bit nicer on the transmission, on your shift forks, on some of the gears that are banging together and stuff like that. But it doesn't hurt. I think what tends to hurt is when you're really over revving and slamming through the gears super hard, pushing too hard down on the shift lever, abusing the clutch. A lot of that stuff kind of messes up with your overall drivetrain. I think making sure that you are smooth and delicate with the shifts, no matter what RPM, always helpful. And you ride better. I mean, ask AJ. AJ, I'm sure there's plenty of times like you don't use the clutch to shift a bunch, and if the smoother you are with it, the more delicate you are with those shifts. Not saying you got to be delicate with the throttle, but just delicate with the shifting and know how to actually maneuver the shift lever, so you're not putting in a bunch of load on those gears while you're at a high RPM. I think that, or high load, I think that's a smart move.
And I think something to mention too, Mitchell explained this to me one time really nicely. When he uses the rear brake, or when you're downshifting, your heel would then be on the foot peg, right? Yep. Your foot isn't just floating in the air and ninja kicking down at the controls. Then you're going to have first of all, no grip on the bike to hold yourself in position, but you also have no control of hitting the shift lever or the brake gently.
Yeah, exactly.
So you need to make sure that you slide your foot forward. So now your arch or your heel is on that foot peg. And then pressure is still in the foot peg. You're very gently tapping that shift lever down. And that's how you would downshift. And also on your braking foot, you slide your foot forward, very, very gently modulating that rear brake on. You're trying to use it just enough to get the wheel chatter. And you're not, what most people do is taking the whole foot off and just jamming that thing. So you can never get an actual feel for it. When I downshift, I don't use the clutch at all.
Yep.
On pretty much any bike. There's some bikes that get hung in gear a little bit more, like when I hop on students' bikes, and what I'll do is I'll pull the clutch in like a millimeter.
Yep.
And it'll help slide it down into gear. And then when I shift up on just about every bike, and again, every bike is a little different in how it likes to be shifted, I'll use the clutch just that millimeter again to slide it up into gear. During this brief intermission, while Dave fixes his headphones, I'm going to talk about our sponsor of this episode, LMNT. Yes, I'm still using LMNT, and yes, I still use it every day. Now I use it differently. So if I'm sweating like crazy, like I'm at Kentucky last week and it's 100 degrees and I'm doing a 2-day class, I'm probably having 3 to 4 full packs in a day when I'm sweating like crazy. When I'm home on a day like today and just hanging out in the pool or talking to Dave, I'm probably only having a third of the pack for the entire day. So my consumption of it varies big time. So keep that in mind. But when you master your hydration, you will master your sleep. You'll fire on all syllables the way that I always do. And you'll just feel good.
Definitely.
And feeling good.
I've been smashed.
Feeling good feels good.
About, I think, 2 packets before noon yesterday. And dude, like raspberry #1, phenomenal. And dude, like just, it's crazy how much better you feel, especially if you load up on LMNT like the night before or morning before you have an activity. Like I've been getting into wake surfing pretty decent out here in the lake. And dude, there was one day where like I did like a water in the morning, some tea and stuff, but I got out there and you're baking in the sun, you know, you're on the boat, you're exerting a lot of energy trying to get up on the wave and stuff like that. And dude, I was getting dizzy, man. Like I could feel it, you know, but since I've started doing the raspberry or like you know, the orange flavor, orange salts, and then
Orange is good.
the lemonade one, good gosh. Dipping that stuff in and into the program, and dude, you just feel so much more capable and clear-headed, and I didn't have to worry about feeling thirsty as much or doing it. But we, like I said, since we literally had 2 packs in the delivery room just for Mary, just in case, dude, we had LMNT when the baby was first born, like literally on the table, ready to go. So it's always fully stocked in our house.
Breast milk.
Like, if you guys have not tried it, please try some. The flavors are great and you feel so much better. And the packets, you can stretch them pretty far, dude. Like I usually use half for like a big like a super size, I guess the equivalent would be like a McDonald's or something. Like you can put like half in there, dude, and it still tastes full of flavor. You still feel the contents. It still tastes really great. And you can stretch it pretty far in like some other brands. So I love it, dude.
Yeah, well, I almost think that that's a negative in the sense that I have to always preface the fact that, hey, don't use the whole pack if you're just mixing it in like a, you know, well, if you're dying, if you just sweat like a crazy person for 2 hours, use a whole pack. But yeah, I make one pack sometimes last, like I said, I use only maybe a quarter to half a pack all day today. So I'm just sprinkling it in just a little bit. Go to drinklmnt.com/AJCat330. I think their offer using that link right now is that they'll send you 4 of LMNT's top flavors with your order. So get on a subscription plan. I don't know how much it costs a month, but it is worth it. I promise you it's worth it. And anybody that you admire and look up to is drinking electrolytes with their water. Because as a motocross athlete, you are just, you're sweating too much not to be. drinklmnt.com/AJCat330. But yeah, good question, Gage, because I get that question a lot too of, hey guys, how the heck do I shift? And everybody tells me that it's bad to shift without the clutch. And you learn your bike and what your bike wants, but just I would say that little bit of the feather of that finger really helps it go down and definitely helps it go up, especially under load. So if you're shifting up, like holding it wide open, that little feather of the clutch will pop that thing nicely up into gear.
If you have to even give it just a little less throttle, so it's a little off load, dude, that helps a little bit too. So AJ's nailing it.
In the air, I don't use any clutch because there's no load on the bike. But on the ground, definitely. Ooh, one of our favorite people, Dr. Gray,
shout out,
has a question for us. Hello, gentlemen. Thinking about coming to a summer camp. Yes, but I can only do a few days. What days would you recommend if I can't do the entire week?
Ooh, good question. Great question. I like this.
Yeah. Well, so your options would be Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. Fridays are our open practice day to basically sign off. Monday, day pass riders can't really come on Monday anyway because it's more of like the intro. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, it depends what you want because we do different things on the different days. There's a corner day, there's a jump day, and then there's the Thursday is kind of we do starts, and then we also do jumping and cornering. So if you want to tie everything together, I would show up on Thursday. If you want to do jumps, I would show up on Wednesday. And if you want to focus just on corners, I'd show up on Tuesday. That's what's cool about the summer camp schedule is for the day pass guys, they can look at that and choose.
Yeah, for sure.
And know what they're getting themselves into. I think jump day is the most fun, personally.
Yeah, jump day is super fun, but I honestly...
It depends the track.
It does.
If the ruts are sick, then I'll take corner day all day long.
For sure. And honestly, I think it depends on your riding ability too. I think the first 2 days, even that intro day, man, like I think I got a lot of the intro day just from like being on the staff. The intro day, day 2 and day 3, if you could, or just intro day. And like, if I'm going Monday through Thursday, like you said, I'll keep it to those parameters. Monday and Tuesday for a beginner is probably so beneficial, super, super beneficial. So I'd probably stick with those two. If I was a beginner, and if I had a little bit more seat time, a little bit more experience, I'd probably do the last 2.
That's a good point. Yeah, that is a good point, because you might feel like you're throwing a little bit to the wolves potentially if you just show up, let's say, for just the Thursday. Exactly. And we're piecing it all together. But I don't know. I mean, even with that being said, we acknowledge the day pass guys no matter what, right? So I get an intro with them in the morning, and we figure out who they are, so that way they can get a little bit of that extra attention throughout the day. And they're not just like disappear into the crowd and then they don't know what's going on. I think we did a good job of that, or at least I hope we did at last camp. But good question, Dr. Greg. I'd love to see you if you can make the 74 MX.
That'd be cool.
Or whichever one you're referring to. That would be awesome. Next question, and this is actually what we're going to end it on, Dave, if that's okay. Yeah. We'll keep this episode to an hour or less for everybody. I hope that's fine. Cameron Bradshaw, still
best picture award,
undisputed heavyweight best picture inside of the Moto Academy app. Cameron Bradshaw, profile picture, just absolutely the best. Yeah. I mean, he's undisputed, reigning champ. Podcast questions. Do you like cooking? Do you like cooking enough to have leftovers and eating leftovers the next day? I'm more of a cook the amount that I'm going to eat kind of guy, rather than have leftovers kind of guy. Okay, this is an important question, and we got a response from, this isn't often that Ethan will do this, but apparently it was important enough to include in here. We got a response from driver Jamie.
Shout out.
Saying, I love leftovers, especially anything where the sauce sinks in more the next day. Unbelievable, driver Jamie. Dude, and I can agree with that.
I was just going to say, dude, can we just driver Jamie, people? Because the dude is like a guru.
What's good the next day? You know what I like the next day? Shepherd's pie.
Oh, love shepherd's pie the next day.
Shepherd's pie is real because you just toss a bunch more butter right on top, and then shepherd's pie the next day, freaking fantastic.
I like a good meat sauce, like a good pasta sauce. When the flavor gets to sink into the meat a little bit more, I love that. For some reason, I like just steamed white rice. I like that the second day as well. I don't know what it is. We usually put like a clove of garlic and butter in there, and it kind of just seeps in a little bit more. What else? Anything curried chicken, curry, all the Caribbean stuff. So, like all the beef, all the curry shrimp. I'm not going to say the other stuff. I'm going to be like, oh, that's gross, but whatever. Seasoned fish. I really like it the next day. If you prepare it well and you use, you get fresh fish, last a couple days. Yeah, dude, there's a lot, dude. I just cooked dinner last night for Mary and her mom. She's visiting, and dude, I love having leftovers where I'm like, dude, I don't have to think about it. Just do a scoop of that, microwave, boom, we got food,
We never, ever do that. And I used to. Because my mom definitely is the type that she's cooking for 3 people and she makes enough for about 15 people just by accident and every time. And so you just get leftovers that will last a week if you wanted them to. But yeah, first thing that came to mind was shepherd's pie for some reason. But no, in the Cat and Zero household currently, we eat leftovers once a year probably, and it's Thanksgiving.
Gotcha.
Thanksgiving leftovers are good. You got the stuffing. I feel like stuffing reheats nicely,
Yes.
at least in my opinion. I like the consistency. Mashed potatoes and turkey turn into a sandwich
Oh,
for the leftovers.
oh,
Oh, yeah,
AJ Catanzaro.
absolutely. Yeah, yeah. So that's about it. Otherwise, the Allie has the opposite problem in that she feeds me like I'm a bird, and I don't. I leave her hungry every night. So we don't have we don't have leftovers, and also there's no snacks in this house, so you can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're screwed. There's no options.
Dude,
No options.
you know what's hard? Mary buys just a she's a sweet tooth, and she likes to snack on things where I don't really have a sweet tooth, and if I snack on something, it'll be like whole cashews or grapes. But dude, I'll find little like hidey holes of like behind the organic granola or behind this or that. She's got like just a row of
Just
Oreos
Reese's and Kit Kats. Oh,
and I'm
yeah,
like,
that
what
sounds
are we
nice.
doing, dude? Like, why? Oh, I've had a sweet tooth. They're like, I'll come home from a trip, dude. Like Salt Lake. I'll come home, 2 packs of crumble cookies. I'm like, who needs 18,000 calories of cookies, dude? What are we like? Do you not like
It's
Earth?
a slippery slope
dude?
because that stuff, it's a slippery slope. I love all that stuff,
I
but the problem is, once you start eating it, you can't
yeah,
stop.
I don't, dude. I honestly, AJ, like,
I'm even the coconut rolls. Did you try any of those at camp? Have you had those? The
the
ones we get from Costco?
no,
Oh, you didn't?
no.
Oh, so we had the little coconut rolls. You get them from Costco. I forget the brand name, but they're absolutely delicious.
Mhm.
Even with those, you can't. I end up eating the whole bag in one sitting.
Mm,
It's like I can't. I can't snack.
yeah,
So it's probably good that she has me on the program that we're on because I just eat when we eat and then that's it. I don't snack in between.
yeah.
But it wouldn't hurt. I mean, I don't know. I if this podcast, the camera adds some weight to me or not, but I'm pretty thin at the moment. I could definitely use 10 pounds.
Yeah, me too.
So Allie, if you can hear that up there.
Same. Yeah, me and you in the same boat. I look so skinny right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
You know what's fun? I used to be at one point just the picture of health. Ethan, put a picture up. I'm going to send you right here. Here we go. Sexy Dave. Look at that. Look at that guy. Look at that. Look at that stud.
You know what? And I used to be shred city, and 170 pounds, and now I'm 15 pounds less than that, and I look like a skeleton. But yeah, you know what, Dave? It's all about Maeve and Millie now. I don't even. It's so bad that I don't. I take care of myself, but I don't care about anything. What's it called? I don't care. Vanity. Speaking of which, we just got a new vanity delivered for our bathroom.
Oh, nice.
I don't look in the mirror to the point where sometimes I'm like out and about during the day and who knows what I look like, like whatever my hair will look like when I woke up that morning, or I could have a booger in my nose or something stuck in my teeth. I look in the mirror when I'm at class because I know that the cameras are on me and I'm in front of people and I'm trying to look presentable and professional.
Yeah.
But when I'm home, oh my God. Yeah, no, I don't. I have a habit of not looking in the mirror. I think it's a good problem. I think it's a good thing.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
But yeah, I think I go too far with it where sometimes it's just, I forgot to take, I'll just be in Whole Foods. I'm like, oh, I didn't even put a shirt on. Whoops.
Buy my underwear? Oh God, not again.
Wow, I forgot my pants. Oh my God.
Pants. Oh, that's good. Yeah, I look in the mirror. I will say I gotta keep the pretty radiating.
Well, you got to make sure that your coconut oil is rubbed in evenly because it could, if you don't, the coconut oil, it needs an even spread,
dude.
And sometimes that needs a mirror check.
So when at camp, I brought in my my gear bag, the Ogio bag, and I had to put some stuff in there that I couldn't bring through, like the big jar of coconut oil, my foam roller for the legs after I'm done riding and stuff like that, some merch stuff. And I completely forgot to grab it out of there and put it in my bag when we were going back to the hotel. And dude, I forgot it overnight. AJ, I felt like an alien, dude. I felt like I didn't know what life was. I didn't have that's my routine, dude. Coconut oil, a little bit of avocado oil in there. It's a little bit of, I'm blanking right now.
So do you have a concoction all in like a jar mixed together?
A little bit of shea butter.
Oh, you do?
A little bit of essential oil. And dude, that gets me solid, dude. I apply that at night. Apply
And
that.
you use the same thing on your face and your body.
Yep, same thing. Same
Okay.
thing. I do have I do have some stuff that I use for my face that's like special that I do with my like me and Mary get facials, and my girl Lila hooks me up with some really good stuff. But for the most part, I keep it all the same. And dude, like I forgot it that night, AJ. I felt like the Crypt Keeper. I was like, oh, I couldn't breathe. I was like, just I could feel every thread in the sheet, dude. It was just miserable, dude. Oh,
I could feel every thread. Yeah, I mean, from the neck down, that's about how I'm pretty dry. I mean, I don't put anything, I don't have time for that. I mean, that's so much time to put lotion on your whole body. I'm in the routine of doing castor oil on my face. I think I've said that in the podcast before. That's been going well. But even with that, I'll forget that I clumped a bunch of castor oil on my face, and then we go to Whole Foods or something, and I'm just absolutely glistening. And didn't realize, but who cares,
yeah.
Who cares?
Exactly.
Who cares? I'm Millie's dad. What else matters? 57 minutes and 29 seconds. Look at us go. What else is happening? You're going to Pastrana's house.
I do want to say,
I'll miss you by an hour.
A very heartfelt shout out to our staff member, Mr. Jackson Eckstein, him and his family. The passing of his mom, dude. We love you, Jackson. If you guys are in the app, send him some kind words. So it's going through a lot, man. We love him. He's amazing. If you're in the app, you know what a great positive, presence he is inside the app, and we love him. And just send him some nice kind words. He's a phenomenal person. So our hearts go out to him and his family for sure. We love you, buddy.
Yeah. Jackson and his brother Rhett and the whole family. Yeah. Yep. I've been thinking about those guys. Yeah. So send them, keep them in your thoughts. But otherwise, I think all is pretty well over here at the Moto Academy coming up. See you guys in Budds Creek, which by the time that comes out, I'll have already gone. And then once this comes out tomorrow, I'm going to be in Oregon, Albany MX for 2 days straight, I believe. So basically, I'm going straight from Budds, come home for a day, and then I'm in at Albany MX for 2 days. And I think that one's sold out. So thank you guys. Perfect. And I'm excited. Not excited for that flight necessarily, but I'm fine with it because it's my reading time. So I just got a new book in the mail today by Peter Thiel. It's called 0 to 1. I think it's about I don't know what it's about. We'll see. But
I'm excited for
Elon Musk recommended
TMA Supercross, man. The fall series round. I'm excited for that stuff.
Yeah, and those are coming up. I think. Are they in? Is there one in September?
September and October. If I'm not mistaken. We should know the schedule better, shouldn't we?
Well, we definitely should. But we know what month they're in. Yeah, kind of. So we know what season they're in. They're in fall. So check them out. They're in fall. Excited. They are in New Hampshire. So go check them out. The track is going to get a complete, full-blown reshape and some changes before those. So you guys will get some track changes. The pro section will be changed to where I'm actually going to make it to where everybody rides the whole track. Nice. Which I think will be fun. And we're going to take out the pro section got stupidly tight in 2 of the corners. Yeah. And I just feel like it'd be more fun to turn it into a big bull 180 turn. Nice. Yeah. Instead of all the tight switchback. Oh, you were there for the one. Yeah. So, when you jump I don't know if anyone was doing it the day that you were there, but you can go into the pro section. There's the triple onto the table off. And then it was tight 90 into those tiny and then another short set of whoops. So instead of that, after the triple on off, it's just going to be big bull 180 to the right and right back into a double, which will bring you back into the main loop. Yeah. So I think people will like that more. Mm-hmm. It'll flow better. And it'll give me less arm pump. So I'm going to race those 2.
That's the main reason.
That's mostly why. Mostly why, just because I was getting arm pump in those other 2 turns. So took them out. And I got a YZ450, which I think we talked about last podcast. Of course, no, I have not ridden it yet, but I will be racing it at those Supercross races. So before my complaint, my bike was too slow. I had to race Ezra Tate on a 252 stroke, and I was on my 250F. Ezra Tate, bring it on, buddy. Bring it on, Ezra Tate. Come on, New England. Who can beat me? I'm going to be on a 450. Let's make the races nice and short so I can last to the end. Let's
nice you mean big. Joe Tate, not Ezra Tate.
Oh yeah, what did I say?
Ezra. Hey, bring Ezra down, dude.
Come
bring
on, Ezra
down.
Tate. Come on, Ezra Tate. Bring it in. Joe Tate is who I was
Yeah.
talking about. Come on, Joe Tate and Ezra Tate. All the Tates.
All the Tates.
What's the guy online? Isn't there a Tate online?
Something like that. Tate Reed. If you want to come on there, bring your whole camp, dude. We'll race you. If your name has Tate anywhere in it, we'll race you. Come on, bring it.
What's Jet and Hunter's brother's name? Why am I drawing a blank? It's not Tate, is it?
I don't remember.
Oh God, I feel so bad. Why can't I remember? Jet Hunter. Tate. I think it's Tate.
Super sweet kid, dude.
I have his number in my phone. I should find. I should FaceTime him right now. Yeah. He was awesome. Yeah. Tate. It's got to be Tate. Why am I drawing? Anyhow, 1 hour. Episode 150 freaking 2.
Wow.
Thank you for the 3 people still listening. And yeah, like I said, shout out to all the new app members because you guys are killing it lately.
Welcome.
Okay. Thanks, Dave. We've done it. Toodles.